In that case, the abnormality is coming from the depths of the demon's den. He Sanxiao pondered. Su Jingxing ignored him. No matter what they said now, there was no guarantee until they were there. The group arrived at the underground space where the demon's den was located at their fastest speed. Greetings, martial sage. The supreme elder of the celestial pole sect, who had stayed behind, bowed excitedly when he saw Su Jingxing. If Su Jingxing didn't come soon, he would definitely leave. It was getting impossible to stay in this underground space. Su Jingxing nodded slightly and walked to the edge of the demon's den to look down at the situation inside. The special structure on the bone armor mask allowed him to see through the scenes in the demon's den. He kept moving down, and deeper into the depths. Large amounts of demonic energy continued to surge out of the cave and charged at the array formation, suppressing the entrance. The array formation light screen was like a balloon that kept expanding. What dense demonic energy! He Sanxiao's expression was solemn as he said in a low voice, "Brother Kong, there are definitely demonic creatures down here." Did any demonic creatures rush out previously? No, Wu Qifan rushed to answer. The Celestial Pole sect has guarded this place for nearly 2,000 years, and no demonic creatures have ever come out. Only, the last time, the demonic energy suddenly erupted and killed a few elders. That's right. The last time there was a sudden change in the demonic energy, it was the martial sage who helped us. I see. He Sanxiao smiled and nodded. I'm afraid the situation this time is very different from last time. It's even more troublesome. I'm most worried. Quiet. Su Jingxing raised his palm, signaling for everyone to shut up. Wu Qifan, who wanted to say something, quickly closed his mouth. The others also held their breaths and remained silent. He Sanxiao naturally cooperated. He took a few steps forward and looked down at the demon's den. The vision of a martial sage's physical body could see relatively further, and their vision was special. But it couldn't compare to Su Jingxing's Thunder Dragon vision. Under the unique vision of the Thunder Dragon bone armor, the situation in the demon's den was clearly visible. Demonic energy. Compared to last time, the demon's den this time was filled with demonic energy. The demonic energy surged like a tidal wave, rising from the depths. Through the Thunder Dragon vision, Su Jingxing went deep into the cave until he was about 3,000 to 5,000 meters deep. Finally, he saw the bottom and saw a large number of crawling demonic creatures climbing up the cave walls. These demonic creatures looked identical on the outside. They had grayish-white bones and no flesh or blood. In their empty eye sockets, a small cluster of strange black-red flames was slowly dancing. Skeleton monsters. Bone demons? No, to be precise, they were bone demon beasts. This was because there were many types of such crawling skeleton creatures. There were humans and beasts, some were human skeletons, some were human bones for a body with beast heads, or the other way around. In short, these skeleton demonic creatures were more like wild beasts, bone demon beasts with demonic energy wrapped around their bodies. They're coming up. Su Jingxing's voice remained calm as he said, "Sect Master Wu, you guys go to the cave entrance to intercept them. I'll be fine here." Huh? What? Wu Qifan was a little confused. "Demonic creatures are coming up," added he Sanxiao with a smile. What? Wu Qifan, Wang Kaimen, and the other elders and supreme elders of the Celestial Pole sect were shocked. There are really demonic creatures down there. They're coming up. That's right. He Sanxiao's expression was solemn as he nodded. I once encountered a demonic creature and memorized its aura. It's even more domineering than demonic energy. A large number of demonic creatures have gathered below and are moving towards the entrance. After a pause, he looked up at Su Jingxing and asked, "Did Brother Kong see the demonic creatures directly?" Yes. At this moment, Su Jingxing didn't hide anything and quickly said, "Sect Master Wu, hurry up and set up at the entrance of the cave to guard the exit. There are many demonic creatures. If I miss any one, I'll have to rely on you people to catch and destroy them. Understood. Wu Qifan took a deep breath and stopped hesitating. He gathered everyone and left the underground space. As Wang Kai and the other elders of the Celestial Pole sect walked, they were all worried. There really are demonic creatures. There really are demonic creatures in this demon's den. They had kept guard for nearly 2,000 years, but not a single demonic creature had appeared before. Now, on top of making an appearance, they were appearing in large numbers. Dongting Mountain was the ancestral property of the Celestial Pole sect. If it were to fall into the hands of the demonic creatures, how could they bring themselves to face their ancestors? The only good news was that the demonic creatures had been discovered in advance. With Su Jingxing and He Sanshao, the two martial sages intercepting them from below, all they had to do was plug the gaps and guard the entrance. The pressure wasn't too great. Although they were nervous, uneasy, and worried, they could only place their hopes on Su Jingxing and He Sanshao. If the martial sages could not stop them, none of them could. Wu Qifan, Wang Kai, and the others left to set up at the cave entrance. Su Jingxing's thunder dragon vision kept locking onto the trajectory of the bone demon beasts and kept moving upwards. Su Jingxing was naturally eager that He Sanshao had stayed behind. There were too many bone demon beasts. At a depth of nearly 5,000 meters, half of the walls were already crawling with them. And deep underground, bone demon beasts were still pouring out. Su Jingxing frowned unconsciously when he saw so many of them. The Tiangang demon suppression palm was still at the advanced level. After some thought, Su Jingxing took out the martial arts practice card and temporarily upgraded this martial art. Now, he didn't have much else but lots of martial arts practice cards. All the strongholds that the Xia family had hidden in various parts of the Yu nation were destroyed. He extracted the martial arts practice card from nearly half of the barbarians he killed. Although the practice times of the martial arts practice cards ranged from only half a year to 11 years, most of the practice times weren't long. But there were too many of them. If one was not enough, he would unlock the second. If the second was not enough, he would unlock the third. Just like that, Su Jingxing's main body used the martial arts practice cards to cultivate the Tiangang demon suppression hand. He used 50 years of practice time to raise this soul skill to the peak of perfection. The further one progressed in his soul skill, the harder it became to improve. After 50 years of practice, he had only reached the peak of perfection. If it weren't for the fact that the closest bone demon beast had already arrived before him, Su Jingxing would definitely continue to unlock the martial arts practice cards and raise the Tiangang demon suppression hand to perfection. Now. Roar. A hoarse roar that broke the wind suddenly exploded. A grayish-white figure jumped out of the cave and broke the array formation. The bone demon beast stopped crawling the remaining 10-odd meters and directly jumped out. However, what awaited it was a palm imprint. Su Jingxing was still adapting to the improved Tiangang demon suppression hand. He Sanshao struck out and struck the 2-meter-tall bone demon beast with his palm, breaking it into pieces. Bones fell to the ground. Whoosh! In less than a second, the pile of bones on the ground quickly reassembled with the sound of bones rubbing together. It can be reconstructed. He Sanshao chuckled. He raised his hand and struck out with another palm strike, hitting the bone demon beast that wanted to dodge but was too late. With a dull thud, the entire skeleton broke apart again. This time, it dispersed even more thoroughly, shattering into pieces that scattered on the ground. Whoosh! Whoosh! The pieces of bone shifted as if they were trying to reassemble themselves. But in the end, they were too small and lost the ability to regenerate. The bone demon beast was not dead, but it could not be reconstructed. This was good news among the bad news. Roar! 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 With one bone demon beast dealt with, more of them jumped out one after another from the demon's den. This time, what greeted them was Su Jingxing using the Tiangang demon suppression hand. The snow-white imprint spread out and covered the entire devil's den, shattering every beast into pieces as soon as it jumped out. The black demonic energy also quickly melted under the white light. This is. When Sanshao saw this, his eyes lit up. Brother Kong, is this soul skill specially created to target ancient demons? True energy and true essence could only resist the demonic energy and not dissolve it. The method to refine demonic energy had been lost for more than 1,000 years. How could Sanshao not know about this? However, Su Jingxing's move could dissolve the demonic energy. It was really surprising. Pretty much that. Su Jingxing raised his hand again and slapped at the devil's den, shattering a few bone demon beasts that had crawled out. This is too inefficient. I'll intercept them below. With that, Su Jingxing jumped into the den. Intercept them below. Sanshao froze. The next second, he reacted and rushed to the edge of the den and looked down. Su Jingxing's entire body was glowing. Endless white light wrapped around his body as he pressed himself tightly against the walls and descended into the depths of the demon's den. Everywhere he passed, bone demon beasts were crushed into pieces and fell back into the den. The overflowing demonic energy quickly melted under the white light. Under the full circulation of the Tiangang demon suppression hand that was at peak of perfection, none of the bone demon beasts could withstand more than half a second before they quickly disintegrated into pieces. Su Jingxing pushed downwards. Without needing to do anything else, he simply descended. The bone demon beasts that crawled up the walls of the cave would often be reduced to pieces by the power of the Tiangang demon suppression hand before they could react. The entire process became faster and faster. Standing at the entrance of the demon's den, Sanshao soon lost sight of Su Jingxing. All he saw was a ball of white light growing smaller and smaller in his vision. Hu! Pa! 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 Strong winds swept, and bone fragments flew everywhere. Amidst the furious snarls, Su Jingxing descended to the bottom of the cave with a violent aura. Around his body, pieces of bones piled up like snowflakes. Even so, there were still a large number of bone demonal beasts that had yet to enter the passageway. At this moment, they were scattered around Su Jingxing and roaring at him. 3 of them were clearly different from the others, because they actually had flesh on their skeletons. Although there was barely any, only between the bones, flesh was flesh. Dark red skin was between the bones. In the black eye sockets, there were 2 thick flames. At first glance, they looked like 2 eyes. Advanced bone demon beast. With a thought, Su Jingxing maintained the circulation of the Tiangang demon suppression hand and walked out of the bottom of the passageway, stepping into an incomparably spacious underground space. This underground space was filled with demonic energy. The dome had inverted crystals and thick bone pillars that supported the dome and the ground. The dark red ground was full of pits. From time to time, human or beast bones could be seen scattered all over the ground. Of course, there were more mountains of bones standing between the dome and the ground. Su Jingxing looked into the distance and saw a black door in the deepest corner of the underground space. It was a huge door that was 100 meters tall and more than 10 meters wide. There were vortexes inside, and it was unknown where it led to. Roar! Su Jingxing was looking into the distance. The bone demon beasts that surrounded him could not hold back anymore. Under the orders of the 3 bone demon beasts with flesh, they swarmed towards Su Jingxing. Buzz! Su Jingxing pushed his hands forward and circulated the Tiangang demon suppression hand. As his soul power was consumed, white light filled the sky and exploded around him. White imprints flew everywhere without needing to be controlled. Everywhere they passed, the bone demon beasts disintegrated into pieces. Strands of black demonic energy melted under the white light and turned into nothingness. Not even the 3 bone demon beasts with flesh could escape this fate. But... Card +3. A notification flashed past. Su Jingxing's actions paused for a moment. Then, he continued to scatter white light into the thousands of bone demon beasts rushing towards him. Pa! 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 Under the snow-white light imprints, the beasts shattered into pieces one after another. They wanted to reconstruct themselves, but they no longer had the strength. At this moment, the Tiangang demon suppression palm was the nemesis of the demonic creatures. Regardless of whether the bone demon beasts were with flesh or not, they could not be able to escape the fate of being crushed. The difference was that cards could be extracted from beasts with flesh after they shattered into pieces. The fact that he could extract cards meant that the bone demon beasts in the fragment state were already dead and had become corpses. However, the shattered bones of these bone demon beasts were still trembling, trying to reconstruct themselves. No matter how one looked at them, they looked alive. Su Jingxing had previously judged them to be alive, but now, he was starting to doubt it. He hadn't finished dealing with the bone demon beasts yet, so he didn't have time to examine them carefully. Su Jingxing suppressed the doubts in his heart and used the Tiangang demon suppression hand to charge into the group of bone demon beasts and continue to crush them one after another. At the peak of perfection, the Tiangang demon suppression hand consumed very little soul power, but if used for a long time, the consumption would be huge. Therefore, seeing that there were only a few hundred bone demon beasts left, Su Jingxing simply stopped circulating the Tiangang demon suppression hand and switched to charging brutally. Using the defense of the Thunder Dragon bone armor, he launched a charge using pure brute force. With a sprint, he shattered dozens of bone demon beasts. He changed directions and charged again, shattering dozens more of them. Like a human cannonball, he barged about in the group of bone demon beasts, plowing through them again and again. In the end, more than 10,000 bone demon beasts were taken care of. They were crushed into pieces and scattered all over the ground. This included the 10 bone demon beasts with flesh. They were also shattered to the extreme. Only then did Su Jingxing stop circulating the martial art and carefully sense the pieces. In the end, he realized that the bone demon beasts were indeed dead after shattering into pieces. The small flames in the eyes of every beast were extinguished. The bones trembling and wanting to be reassembled were being driven by an invisible force. This invisible force was connected to every piece of bone. The source of it. Inside the huge black door. That's right. Su Jingxing sensed carefully and followed this invisible force past the bone fragments. Finally, he realized that the source was on the other side of the black door. He charged over and stood close to the black door. Su Jingxing stared at the vortexes on the door for a while before turning around and leaving. Danger. There was great danger inside the black door. Taking care of the bone demon beasts was as easy as cutting vegetables. That was why Su Jingxing dared to jump into the demon's den and come to the underground space. However, the existence inside the black door was constantly emitting a terrifying threat. Su Jingxing decisively retreated. Although he had retreated, Su Jingxing could roughly guess the reason for the surge of the demonic energy and the appearance of the bone demon beasts. Be it the demonic energy or the bone demon beasts, they had most likely come from the huge black door. This huge black door was the source. He had to think of a way to seal it or close it. Before that was done, no one could not stay on Dongting Mountain anymore. Su Jingxing had already dealt with the current bone demon beasts, and the demonic energy had mostly dissipated. But who knew when the next batch of demonic creatures and demonic energy would surge out from the other side of the black door? If this problem was not resolved, the threat would always exist. Su Jingxing returned to the surface with a heavy heart. Far away in Qinghe City, his main body took out the 10 cards he had extracted. These 10 cards came from the 10 corpses of the bone demon beasts with flesh. He held the cards in his hand and read the descriptions. Mystic Soul Card. The Mystic Soul card that would give the Heaven Essence pill when unlocked. The Mystic Soul card was actually extracted from corpses of the bone demon beast with flesh. Of course, compared to the soul-devouring insect egg, where only one Heaven Essence pill could be obtained by unlocking all 10 Mystic Soul cards, the Mystic Soul cards extracted from the corpses of the bone demon beasts with flesh could give one Heaven Essence pill with just 2 cards. 10 cards, exactly 5. Wait a minute. The last card isn't a Mystic Soul card, but a memory card. Containing the memories of a bone demon beast. Su Jingxing's eyes lit up. This seemed to be the first time he had extracted a memory card from another life form. Slightly excited, Su Jingxing unlocked the card. In the next moment, the memories of a bone demon beast with flesh named Bale Tutor appeared in Su Jingxing's mind. Watching the memories, Su Jingxing realized that the bone demon beasts without flesh were demon slaves. And those with flesh were collectively called half-demons. Above half-demons were actual demons. Su Jingxing quickly came to a conclusion based on the information he learned and the memories of Bale Tutor. Ancient demons. The demons that were active on Earth Star in ancient times were collectively known as the ancient demons. In the eyes of half-demons like Bale Tutor, ancient demons were true demons, the actual demon race. In the little demon world, there were a total of 3 true demons. Su Jingxing's guess was right. Bale Tutor came from the other side of the huge black door. They called the black door the Door of Darkness. The Door of Darkness connected the human world to the little demon world. The little demon world was a small world jointly created by 3 true demons more than 10,000 years ago. It was located deep underground in the human world. At the end of ancient times, the ancient demons encountered a wipeout. In human history, all the ancient demons had been annihilated. However, in reality, 3 of them had escaped underground and created a small world underground. To put it bluntly, this small world was located inside Earth Star. As for how it was created, Bale Tutor did not know. It was only a half-demon. All half-demons were created by 3 true demons. All demon slaves were created by half-demons. The creation of a half-demons was a little troublesome and required the blood of true demons. That wasn't required for demon slaves. All they needed was materials, demonic energy, and tempering with demonic flames. The material for bone demons beasts was bones. Be it human bones or beast bones, as long as they were bones, it would work. Bale Tutor and his companions had come to the human world through the Door of Darkness with a large number of demon slaves. They were merely scouting the way and were not even considered the vanguard. Their mission was to check out the current situation of the human world and how many true gods there were. Su Jingxing comprehended this true god according to Bale Tutor's understanding and learned that it referred to the primordial spirit realm. The essence soul of a transcendent grade martial artist had undergone the transformation of the void soul, soul fixation, and soul formation realms to ultimately become a primordial spirit. The primordial spirit was equivalent to a true god. In Bale Tutor's memories, a true god could contend against a true devil. In other words, there were 3 ancient demons at the primordial spirit realm in the little demon world. No wonder the Door of Darkness gave Su Jingxing such a terrifying threat. If he were to enter, he would definitely die. The exploration team of Bale Tutor had come to the human world with the intention of doing so quietly. However, the opening of the Door of Darkness caused too much of a commotion and immediately attracted Su Jingxing's attention. As for the 10 half-demons and more than 10,000 demon slaves with them, they simply wanted to find out more about the human world. Naturally, it was quite difficult. Their main force was the leader of the 10 half-demons, a powerful half-demon overlord. Oxabel. Wait, team leader Oxabel, a half-demon overlord. There's still this strongest one left. Underground, Su Jingxing's essence soul, which was about to reach the passageway of the demon's den, felt its heart skip a beat. There's one more. Initially, he thought that he had killed all the bone demon beasts. After watching the memories of Bale Tudor, he understood that in the underground space, there was still a strongest bone demon. No, a half-demon overlord. Su Jingxing's essence soul stopped in its tracks and spread out its perception to sense the other party's whereabouts. This half-demon overlord was a powerful existence second only to the true demons in the little demon world. Oxabel was ranked 10th among the half-demon overlords. Such an existence was definitely equivalent to a transcendent-grade martial artist, a martial sage. As for whether it was a martial sage in the Void Soul realm, the Soul Fixation realm, or... Boom! A dull thud suddenly came from behind. Su Jingxing's essence soul was thrown forward and crashed into a pile of bones like a broken kite. It only stopped after sinking half a meter into the ground. Fortunately, it had the Thunder Dragon bone armor to block the attack. Otherwise, Su Jingxing's essence soul would have lost half its life with this attack only. Swish! Su Jingxing flipped over the bones on his body and the essence soul leaped into the air. The Thunder Dragon's vision captured an illusory figure. The same bone demon beast with a human head and a beast body. Its flesh covered most of its bones and formed a thick layer of armor on its body. At a height of 5 meters, it exuded a dense murderous aura, killing intent, and lifelessness. Black demonic energy surged like snakes, coiling around its body and covering the ground. After succeeding in its sneak attack on Su Jingxing's essence soul, it was now standing on the bones that covered the ground. Its burning eyes were especially bright. Su Jingxing's essence soul was sizing up the other party, and so was this half-demon overlord named Oxabel. Perhaps it was an illusion, but Su Jingxing's essence soul realized that Oxabel seemed to be looking at it with gloating eyes, waiting for a good show. A good show? With a thought, Su Jingxing's essence soul scanned the Thunder Dragon bone armor with its perception. As expected, it discovered a cold aura behind it. Moreover, this aura was spreading towards its limbs and head. There was something behind it. Su Jingxing's essence soul shouted and circulated the Tiangang demon suppression hand to envelop its entire body. A soul-piercing scream sounded. Under the snow-white light, the cold aura behind it twisted and struggled crazily, wanting to leave the Thunder Dragon bone armor. Unfortunately, it couldn't. Under the perception of Su Jingxing's essence soul, this cold aura was like a poisonous snake, jumping crazily and trying to escape. However, it quickly melted under the snow-white light. In less than 10 seconds, the cold aura disappeared. Roar! Seeing this, Oxabel growled. Its massive body turned completely incorporeal and disappeared on the spot. Humph! Su Jingxing growled and soared into the air. His Thunder Dragon vision scanned the entire area. Soon, he caught the rapidly moving figure of Oxabel. This fellow was actually running towards the passageway of the demon's den. Wanting to go to the surface. Swish! Swish! Su Jingxing's essence soul decisively opened sword eyes and struck out at lightning speed, hitting Oxabel. Pooh! Pooh! With 2 dull thuds, the beams of light from sword eyes struck Oxabel, only causing its body to sway and expose itself. There was no real damage done, not even the outermost layer of armor was broken. Tiangang demon suppression hand. Su Jingxing's essence soul decisively changed its attack. It condensed a huge snow-white palm imprint and covered Oxabel, trapping it on the ground. The power of the Tiangang demon suppression hand struck the demonic energy and quickly dissolved it. Roar! A roar! Black light erupted from Oxabel's body and broke through the restraints of the imprint. Instead of dodging, its massive body pounced towards Su Jingxing's essence soul. Under its influence, the dense baneful aura transformed into astral winds that enveloped Su Jingxing's essence soul. The beast's sharp bone claws tore through the air and grabbed at the essence soul's head. The moment it got close, a terrifying pressure erupted. Buzz! The space trembled and ripples spread. Su Jingxing's essence soul stood still. It had successfully resisted the pressure released by the half-demon overlord, Oxabel. PLKCH. 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 Oxabel's bone claws tore through the air, leaving marks on the Thunder Dragon bone armor. The immense force pushed Su Jingxing's essence soul backward. Oxabel's bone claws were not as sharp as divine weapons, but not by much. The Thunder Dragon bone armor could block it, but over time, it would definitely be broken through. Therefore, as Su Jingxing's essence soul resisted Oxabel, it summoned the divine weapon, the Wandering Dragon Saber, from the Void World. The main body rose into the air and headed to the Void World to keep guard. Whoosh! A ray of white light descended from the sky and headed straight for Dongting Mountain. Pooh! With a soft sound, the huge light barrier of the Celestial Pole Sect's defensive array formation was penetrated by the white light. Wu Qifan and the others only managed to catch a ray of light flash past their eyes before the white light turned incorporeal and entered the back mountain, arriving at the underground space where the entrance to the demon's den was. He Sanshao, who was guarding the entrance of the demon's den, felt his heart skip a beat and dodged to the side. In his vision, he saw a ball of white light appear before quickly burrowing into the demon's den and heading deep underground. Was that a divine weapon? He Sanshao narrowed his eyes slightly as he recalled the general shape of the white light. In the end, he confirmed that it was a divine weapon. Is Kong Xian in trouble down there? He Sanshao pondered for a moment and made his decision. Swish! With a flash, He Sanshao also jumped into the den. Underground. Relying on the might of the Thunder Dragon bone armor, Su Jingxing's essence soul clashed head-on with the half-demon overlord, Oxabel. In terms of strength, Oxabel was even stronger. In terms of defense, the Thunder Dragon bone armor was more outstanding. As a result, neither Su Jingxing's essence soul nor Oxabel could do anything to the other. Until... swoosh! A ball of white light descended from the passageway and flew into the underground cave, heading straight for Su Jingxing's essence soul. Swish! Saber light bloomed and saber energy surged. The moment the wandering dragon saber was in his hand, the essence soul directly activated the power of the divine weapon and slashed at Oxabel. Crack! Boom! The bones on one side of Oxabel's body broke, and its massive body was sent flying into a bone mountain. Whoosh! White light flashed as the saber energy penetrated through the air. Su Jingxing controlled the wandering dragon saber and followed closely behind Oxabel. It flew out at high speed. The moment Oxabel fell to the ground, the wandering dragon saber pierced through the half-demon overlord's body. Roar! A snarl of pain and anger reverberated through the underground cave. Amidst the seemingly corporeal sound waves, countless bones were lifted off the ground and scattered in midair. Splash! Bone fragments danced in the air. Dong! Oxabel propped itself up on the ground and crawled up from the ground with a huge wound, blowing away the bone pieces on its body. The flames in its eyes flickered wildly, burning and boiling. All of a sudden. Hoo! 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 Thick black demonic energy spread out from Oxabel's body and transformed into WIRMS. They roared and bared their fangs as they ran through the air. In an instant, these WIRMS circled around Su Jingxing's essence soul. Masses of black demonic energy were left behind, surrounding Su Jingxing's essence soul. In his vision, Su Jingxing's essence soul could only see the demonic energy, but not Oxabel. His perception was useless, and he could not lock onto its aura. At this moment, the half-demon overlord, Oxabel, seemed to have completely transformed into a demon and existed in every corner around Su Jingxing's essence soul. This was the first time the essence soul had encountered such a method of concealing everything, but it wasn't afraid. Since Oxabel wanted to devour it with its heretic art, Su Jingxing's essence soul would do the opposite. Whoosh! The Tiangang demon suppression hand was executed. The snow-white light was like a huge incandescent lamp, illuminating the entire underground cave. The masses of demonic energy that surrounded Su Jingxing's essence soul were quickly melted, penetrated, dissolved, or evaporated like snow under the scorching sun. Roar! The half-demon overlord, Oxabel, roared and transformed into its true form, pouncing at Su Jingxing's essence soul. Swish! Su Jingxing's essence soul held the wandering dragon saber and infused soul power into it. It pushed the power of the divine weapon to the limits and faced Oxabel. Bang! 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 Crack! 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 One strike followed another, each faster than the last. The blade struck the body of the Oxabel, shattering its already broken bones. During this process, the Thunder Dragon bone armor was also ravaged by Oxabel, leaving claw marks. The mask was the most damaged and was about to be torn apart. Bam! With a loud bang, countless broken bones and pieces of bone flew into the air. Oxabel finally couldn't hold on any longer and exploded from a single slash. When He Sanshao came out of the passageway of the demon's den, he was stunned on the spot when he saw the flying bone fragments. Card +1. Swish! Su Jingxing's essence soul, which had extracted a card, held the wandering dragon saber in its hand and shot a murderous aura at He Sanshao. An invisible but terrifying pressure, mixed with a tangible killing intent, came striking. He Sanshao instinctively retreated. At the same time, he snapped out of his daze and hurriedly waved his hands. "It's me, Brother Kong. It's me, He Sanshao." Who? The boundless pressure in the air slowly disappeared. The flying bones fell to the ground. Su Jingxing's essence soul restrained its aura and retracted its gaze from He Sanshao. He Sanshao swallowed his saliva and wrapped his body with true essence to resist the invasion of the surrounding demonic energy as he walked towards Su Jingxing. "Brother Kong, you took care of all of them?" He Sanshao scanned his surroundings. The ground was covered in broken bones and bone fragments. He was shocked and surprised. Su Jingxing ignored him. The essence soul body adjusted its remaining small amount of soul power to recover as soon as possible. The glow emitted by the wandering dragon saber gradually disappeared. He had forcefully gotten through this battle entirely using the strength of the divine weapon and the defense of the Thunder Dragon bone armor. The strength of the half-demon overlord was several times that of Xiang Qingtian. In other words, it was at least equivalent to the soul fixation realm. Su Jingxing's essence soul was very satisfied that it killed an entity in the soul fixation realm with the divine weapon and the Thunder Dragon bone armor. Even though the Thunder Dragon bone armor was covered in scars after this battle. TSS. "Brother Kong, what's that?" Su Jingxing's essence soul did not respond, so He Sanshao scanned the surroundings on his own. When he saw the huge black door in the distance, he was shocked and asked in a low voice, "What is this door?" "The door of darkness." Su Jingxing's essence soul, which had recovered a little, put away the wandering dragon saber and said calmly, "These skeleton demonic creatures all came from the door of darkness." "The door of darkness? That sounds apartment." He Sanshao didn't think too much about it. He thought that it was Su Jingxing who had given the huge black door its name. He nodded and said, "There won't be any more demonic creatures coming out, right? Also, what kind of space or world is behind the door of darkness? The ancient demon's world? It doesn't matter. What's important is how to close or seal this door." Su Jingxing's essence soul's tone became low. "If it's not closed, there will be demonic creatures coming from the other side at any time. The demonic creatures I killed are only low-level existences. If stronger demonic creatures appear, even securing this place will become a problem. Once the demonic creatures rush out of the demon's den and occupy Dongting Mountain." Su Jingxing did not continue, but He Sanshao could infer what he meant. Once the demonic creatures occupied Dongting Mountain, the southwest of Yu Nation would be in danger. If the demonic creatures that emerged were very powerful, the entire nation would suffer. In the end, the entire eastern continent would also fall. One door of darkness had suddenly become the source of calamity for the human world. Although He Sanshao was not a citizen of the nation, as a human, he naturally did not want to see humans being slaughtered and devoured by demonic creatures. Yes, we have to close it. He Sanshao steadied his breathing and said in a low voice, but, how do we do that? Or seal it? The door of darkness was clearly not ordinary. Such a door that connected two spaces, even worlds, could not be closed using ordinary methods, restrictions, or array formations. To block the entrance and prevent the demonic creatures from coming out, they had to be ruthless. I'll go to the cabinet to get the relevant information. Su Jingxing's essence soul thought quickly and said, before I return, please guard this place, brother He. No problem. He Sanshao hesitated for 3 seconds before nodding. Ordinary people don't know much about ancient demons and demonic creatures, but the royal families of the various countries have collected the relevant information. Brother Kong, feel free to go ahead. With me here, you can rest assured. Of course, if an ancient demon really came through the door of darkness, He Sanshao would definitely turn around and run. Although He Sanshao didn't state it explicitly, Su Jingxing understood. There was nothing to complain about, and there was no need to force He Sanshao to swear an oath to not retreat and keep guard to the death. It was already very kind of He Sanshao to agree to temporarily hold the fort here. Only an idiot would go overboard and provoke the other person to the point of shedding all pretense of cordiality. Thank you, brother He. Su Jingxing's essence soul smiled at He Sanshao and bowed to express its gratitude. Ha, you're too polite. You'd better go and come back quickly, ha ha ha. He Sanshao laughed heartily. Hearing this, Su Jingxing didn't go on. After thanking him, he quickly rushed towards the passageway of the demon's den. When he reached the bottom of the passageway, he soared into the sky and headed straight for the exit. In the nation's void world, Su Jingxing's main body continued to browse through the memories of the half-demon Bale Tutor. Most of the memories of this half-demon with average strength were either fighting or on the way to fighting. According to Bale Tutor's memories, there were several types of half-demons in the little demon world. Bale Tutor belonged to the bone demon race. Apart from them, there were other half-demons. And between different types of half-demons, they would often fight and seize one another's demonic energy source. This source of demonic energy was the source of power bestowed to the half-demons by the 3 true demons. The more intense the battle between half-demons, the faster the growth of the demonic energy source. That's right, the battle between the half-demons was deliberately facilitated by the 3 true demons. In any case, once a half-demon died, they could be created again. No matter how many times they died, the 3 true demons could revive them. Just like that, Bale Tutor and the other half-demons killed, and killed every day. It wasn't until the 18 demon soul fruit trees in the little demon world were about to ripen that all the half-demons stopped fighting each other. They were gathered together and formed an army, preparing to invade the human world. Yes, the 3 true devils were preparing to return to the human world. The time to return was when the demon soul fruit trees were completely mature. With the power of the demon soul fruit tree, the 3 true demons would break through to a higher realm and be able to defeat the true gods in the human world. To be fearless of the true gods of the human world and kill them was the fundamental goal of returning to the human world. As for the demon soul fruit trees, they were treasures of the little demon world. Bale Tutor was only an ordinary half-demon. He didn't know where such a treasure like the demon soul fruit tree came from. It only knew that the demon soul fruit tree was the key to their invasion of the human world. It was a treasure that could make the 3 true demons stronger. A demon soul fruit tree took 3,000 years to bloom, 3,000 years to bear fruit, 3,000 years to become mature. Only when they were mature would the mysterious power of the demon soul fruit trees be emitted for the 3 true demons to absorb. As for the fruits, they were also useful to true demons, but not as useful as the mysterious power. As for what the mysterious power was, Bale Tutor also had no idea. All it knew was that one could become stronger after eating a demon soul fruit. The effects of the demon soul fruit were mainly targeted at the body and constitution. Of course, soul power would also increase. Be it soul power or constitution, the energy provided by the demon soul fruit was very pure. Bale Tutor had heard the half-demon overlord mention that even a human could absorb the energy of the demon soul fruit to become stronger. Su Jingxing's heart raced when he watched this segment. Humans could also absorb it. That's right, pure energy could be absorbed and refined by any life form. As for the energy being more targeted for the body, Su Jingxing looked forward to it even more. His physical body was already in the transcendent grade, but he did not know how to become stronger. The mutated true essence could not be increased. Even if it did increase, it would still be true essence, not an improvement for the physical body. Su Jingxing didn't believe that his transcendent grade physical body couldn't become stronger. This had nothing to do with his transcendent body or his current golden body that had reached the fifth transformation. His current physical body had reached its limits. If I eat a few demon soul fruits, can I break the limit? Su Jingxing's heart raced. The probability is very high. This probability is extremely high. Su Jingxing was tempted. Especially when he continued to browse through the memories of Bale Tutor, he discovered that once the demon soul fruit tree was destroyed, the true demon would be unable to break through its current realm and become stronger. 18 demon soul fruit trees, 3 true demons, each owned 6 trees. The true demons made a breakthrough with the help of the mysterious power emitted by the demon soul fruit tree. However, with one less tree, demon soul fruit tree, the true demons would not be able to break through. As long as these ancient demons could not break through, they would not dare to return to the human world, nor would they be able to pass through the door of darkness. That's right, in order to stop the true gods of the human world from entering the underground and breaking into the little demon world, when the 3 ancient demons were setting up the door of darkness, they had deliberately locked the realms of individuals that could pass through the door of darkness. Primordial spirits could not enter. Simply put, the martial sages on the human side that were in the primordial spirit realm could not pass through the door of darkness. Even the 3 ancient demons hiding in the little demon world could not pass through the door of darkness and come out. In order to survive, these 3 true demons simply sealed off their escape routes. Then, they planted the demon soul fruit trees and waited for 9,000 years. For every day they did not break through, they would not leave the little demon world. Su Jingxing didn't know how the 3 ancient demons managed to live for so long. Or did ancient demons have such long lifespans to begin with? He only knew that the fact that the 3 ancient demons could not come out of the little demon world was a rare piece of good news. The uniqueness of the demon soul fruit tree gave Su Jingxing a sudden idea. Go to the little demon world. He had no idea how to seal and close the door of darkness. Most array formations and restrictions could not do either of that. But what if the source of the ancient demons' return to the human world was cut off? The source was the demon soul fruit trees. Destroying 3, no, even one of them could stop the ancient demons from coming through the door of darkness. There were 18 demon soul fruit trees and 3 ancient demons, 6 for each of them. If one tree was destroyed, it meant that one ancient demon would not be able to complete the breakthrough. Would this ancient demon watch as the other 2 ancient demons became stronger? No way. It would seize the demon soul fruit trees and attack the other 2 ancient demons. As a result, the 3 ancient demons would fight it out with one another. If 3 demon soul fruit trees were destroyed, the battle would only be more intense. Even if an ancient demon won in the end, it wouldn't be any better off. Without decades or centuries of recovery, they could forget about returning to the surface. How could ancient demons hold back when they were at one another's throats? Sealing and closing the door of darkness was only a form of defense, and there was no guarantee of success. However, if he entered the door of darkness and destroyed the demon soul fruit trees, he would definitely be able to stop the ancient demons. As for picking the demon soul fruits to strengthen his physical body, that was just something to be done while on the way. Cough cough. At this thought, Su Jingxing clenched his fists and his eyes shone. However, Su Jingxing's expression changed after he watched the last segment of Balatutor's memories. After plucking, the demon soul fruit had to be consumed within 3 seconds. Beyond that, this magical fruit would quickly rot and turn into a pile of residue. Consume within 3 seconds. Didn't that mean that Su Jingxing's body had to go there personally? Su Jingxing's original plan was to have the blood doppelganger enter the little demon world. That way, even if the blood doppelganger was destroyed in the little demon world, it wouldn't affect him much. Who would have thought that he would have to consume the demon soul fruit within 3 seconds of plucking it? He had to go personally. Come to think of it, it wasn't impossible for his physical body to enter the little demon world. Firstly, Su Jingxing had the heavenly demon card that allowed him to transform into a demon. This demon would be transformed according to the demons Su Jingxing had seen before. In other words, Su Jingxing could transform into any kind of demon. Among them was naturally the half-demon overlord of the bone demon beasts. Even though the transformation would only last for 3 minutes. Su Jingxing also had invisibility cards, 2 at that. One had a duration of 30 minutes, and the other, 60 minutes. With the invisibility cards in hand, Su Jingxing could become invisible the moment he stepped through the door of darkness. Then, he would rush to the location of the demonic soul fruit trees to pluck the fruits and destroy the trees. If he really couldn't get close to the demon soul fruit trees, it wouldn't be too late then to unlock the heavenly demon card and transform into a half-demon overlord. Looking at it this way, while going there personally was dangerous, the level of danger was within Su Jingxing's control. After all, with his transcendent body activated, the defense of the 5 transformations golden body was comparable to the Thunder Dragon bone armor. As long as he did not encounter 3 ancient demons, Su Jingxing was confident of escaping. At this thought, Su Jingxing's smile returned. Right, I haven't checked the function of the card extracted from the half-demon overlord, Oxabel. Su Jingxing immediately took out the card and read it in his palm. The heavenly demon card. The function card extracted from Oxabel's corpse was also a heavenly demon card. And the duration of the transformation was as long as 3 hours. His first card only had a duration of 3 minutes. This second heavenly demon card would actually last 3 hours. It's the will of the heavens, it seems like the heavens want me to enter the little demon world and destroy the demon soul fruit trees. Ha! Su Jingxing couldn't hide the smile on his face. A demon form lasting 3 hours was enough for him to take action. 2 invisibility cards and 2 heavenly demon cards for him to charge into the little demon world. Oh right, it would be best if I have 4 more soul-splitting cards. Su Jingxing thought for a moment and decided to let the blood doppelganger set off immediately for the Black Flame Caves. It would look for the black-armored men to extract more soul-splitting cards and gather 4 of them so that he could obtain 1 shot of spirit annihilation. Only with spirit annihilation in hand could he truly ensure his safety. If Su Jingxing were to encounter an ancient demon whose strength was equivalent to the primordial spirit realm, escaping was his only choice. However, if he had spirit annihilation, even if he couldn't kill the ancient demon, he could severely injure it. With this in mind, Su Jingxing controlled the blood doppelganger guarding the crematorium in Changyang Prefecture City to set off for the Black Flame Caves once more. In his essence soul state, Su Jingxing left the demon's den and found Wu Qifan. Wu Qifan, Wang Kaimen, and the other elders of the Celestial Poles sect who were guarding the entrance of the back mountain hurriedly went forward and greeted Su Jingxing. Greetings, Martial Sage. Thank you, Martial Sage, for saving the Celestial Poles sect again. Don't thank me yet. The problem hasn't been resolved. Su Jingxing raised his hand and interrupted, Sect Master Wu, the situation in the demon's den is very serious. You guys should evacuate Dongting Mountain first. This place has to be temporarily sealed. What? When Wu Qifan, Wang Kaimen, and the others heard this, their expressions turned grim. Are there really demonic creatures in the demon's den? Asked Wu Qifan through gritted teeth. More than that. Su Jingxing didn't say anything else and only warned again, you guys better evacuate immediately. You can't stay on Dongting Mountain anymore. I still have something on, I'll make a move first. By the way, no one is allowed to spread the news about the situation in the demon's den. With that, Su Jingxing's essence soul soared into the sky and headed for the capital. Wu Qifan, Wang Kaixing, and the others stood rooted to the ground. The atmosphere was solemn. What should we do? Murmured an elder. What else can we do? Since Martial Sage has already said so, let's evacuate. Another elder sighed. Although there was a demon's den under the back mountain of Dongting Mountain, the Celestial Pole sect had guarded the demon's den for nearly 2,000 years. Other than the surge in demonic energy some time ago, nothing had ever happened before. The density of worldly energy in Dongting Mountain was ranked top in the Unation. Not to mention that there were some rare specialties here that people coveted. If not for the fact that they had no choice, no one in the Celestial Pole sect would be willing to let go. As the sect master, Wu Qifan was most indignant. But no matter how indignant he was, while the demonic creatures. No. Su Jingxing's answer of more than that contained so much information that Wu Qifan felt a chill run down his spine. Not just demonic creatures. This means that there are existences stronger than the demonic creatures in the demon's den. Ancient demons. There are ancient demons in the demon's den. Once the ancient demons emerged, will the entire Celestial Pole sect still be alive? Evacuate. At this thought, Wu Qifan's expression turned solemn. He shouted in a deep voice, pass down the order, everyone is to evacuate immediately. The capital. Su Jingxing's essence soul turned into a ball of white light and descended from the sky into the palace. When the cabinet was established, the Xia family, as the imperial family, had moved out of the palace. These ancient and magnificent palaces had been renovated and become the offices of the cabinet. Of course, only a portion of them were occupied. Most of the palaces were used as historical sites to be preserved for the citizens to visit. To put it bluntly, they were tourist attractions. Diplomats from other countries could also enter open areas after coming to the Unation. When Su Jingxing arrived at the palace, he happened to encounter a foreign diplomatic mission that was preparing to enter an open door of the palace. What's going on? In his essence soul state, Su Jingxing looked at the sky above the public palace area with its thunder dragon vision. Over there, the worldly energy seemed to be guided by an invisible force and lingered above a palace for a long time. Is there something wrong with this palace? Su Jingxing's essence soul memorized the location of the particular palace and flew towards the Deputy Prime Minister, Luo Shan, who had stepped out from a building after receiving news. Greetings, Martial Sage. Luo Shan shouted respectfully from a distance, what can I do for you, Martial Sage? Bring out all the information about the demon's den and send them here. Su Jingxing's essence soul went straight to the point. All right. Luo Shan did not ask for the reason. He waved his hand and called over a few staff members who were standing nearby to pass on the order. When that was done, he explained softly, the Prime Minister has gone to the Qiannan Prefecture, and the other two Deputy Prime Ministers have gone to the Kaiyuan Prefecture and Chongming Prefecture respectively. I'm the only one in the capital these few days. He was explaining on behalf of the others why they did not come out to greet Su Jingxing. After all, with the arrival of a martial sage, no matter the reason for the visit, everyone in the cabinet had to come and meet him. Su Jingxing naturally didn't make things difficult or put on airs. Go about your business. Don't worry about me, said Su Jingxing's essence soul calmly. It retracted the white light on his body and revealed the thunder dragon bone armor that was covered in scars. Under Luo Shan's shocked gaze, it said calmly, I came here this time to figure out the situation in the demon's den. You probably saw the strange phenomenon earlier. It was caused by the demon's den. Demonic creatures have emerged from the demon's den below the back mountain of Dongting Mountain. The marks on this armor were left behind when I was fighting the demonic creatures. Luo Shan opened his mouth wide, his heart pounding. After a long while, he calmed himself down and said in a trembling voice, then, the demonic creatures. Those who appeared were all wiped out by me. Su Jingxing's essence soul went on calmly, but no one knows when the demonic creatures will emerge from the depths of the demon's den again. I'm telling you this because I hope you can mobilize the prefecture army to set up a defensive circle around Dongting Mountain. I've already informed the Celestial Pole sect on Dongting Mountain to evacuate. I understand. Luo Shan gritted his teeth and said firmly, I'll inform the prefecture army right away to lock onto Dongting Mountain. How many people did the Celestial Pole sect have? And how many soldiers were there in the prefecture army? Only by mobilizing the army and surrounding Dongting Mountain would there be a certain chance of stopping the demonic creatures from leaving. This was because the prefecture army not only had martial arts experts in the top ranks, but also modern weapons. When cannon shells washed the ground, missiles flew through the air, and machine guns lined up in rows. The low-level demon slaves could be killed with a single sweep. Even half-demons could be blown to pieces. What Su Jingxing's essence soul really wanted to deal with were those half-demon overlords and the 3 ancient demons. Of course, since this concerned the ancient demons, it was not Su Jingxing's problem alone. The martial sages of other countries had to be involved as well. The ancient demons wanted to return to the surface. This concerned all of humanity. Luo Shan went down to deliver the order and dispatch the prefecture army. Su Jingxing waited in the same spot. Soon, a few staff members rushed to Su Jingxing with 2 sealed chests. With a wave of his hand, he dismissed them. Su Jingxing opened the box, and the paper documents inside floated in the air. Some of these materials were very old, recorded on specially made paper. Some were hundreds of years old, while others were thousands of years old. Using his perception as an eye, Su Jingxing scanned the contents on the papers. Whoosh! Pages of books flashed past. In less than 10 minutes, he had read through all the information. Shock flashed through the eyes of Su Jingxing's essence soul. 3 demons' dens. There were actually a total of 3 demons' dens left behind by the ancient demons in the eastern continent. No, it was 4. The 4th was unknown because the location could not be locked onto, and no one knew where it was. The 3 others, however, were passed down from ancient times. The demon's den in the back mountain of the U Nation's Dongting Mountain was just one of them. Putting the 4th aside, just the 3 confirmed demons' dens alone were extraordinary. This meant that there were at least 3 doors of darkness. He already did not know how to seal and close one door of darkness. Now that he had finished reading the information, he realized that there were a total of 3 such doors. What should I do? Although there was a method to seal the demon's den in the recorded contents, after verifying it, Su Jingxing realized that this method was only targeted at the entrance. It was not targeted at the door of darkness. Su Jingxing had personally experienced the aura of the door of darkness. The sealing technique recorded in the ancient books could not seal it at all. Besides, 3 demons' den, 3 doors of darkness, he wouldn't be able to seal all of them. As for the last 4th door, it was unknown if it even existed. If it did, where was it? Problems. They were all tricky problems. Su Jingxing's essence soul thought quickly. Moments later, it put away the information and went to Luo Shan. Help me contact the leaders of the other countries and get them to inform their martial sages to contact me immediately. All right. Luo Shan didn't dare to ask anything else and immediately carried out the order. This concerned the demon's den, and Su Jingxing's tone was extremely solemn. Clearly, the matter was very serious. It was so serious that they needed to connect the martial sages of all 13 countries on the eastern continent. Fortunately, it was a modern society where the internet had been developed for more than 30 years. Although there were firewalls between the countries, contact was direct with established diplomatic relations. Luo Shan called them one by one. In less than 10 minutes, the leaders of the 12 nations of the eastern continent and their respective martial sages appeared on the screens. The place where Su Jingxing's essence soul stood had also become a spacious multimedia office hall. The walls of the hall were filled with display screens. On the screen, the martial sage of the Jing nation, Gong Junlian, and the martial sage of the Guang nation, Wei Qingzhang, whom Su Jingxing had met before, were also present. Everyone. Su Jingxing's essence soul, which had revealed the Thunder Dragon bone armor, got Luo Shan to retreat with the other staff members. Su Jingxing's essence soul was left alone in the office hall to face the leaders and martial sages of the various countries. Everyone, I had no choice but to gather everyone here. Before we get down to business, there's one more thing I would like to trouble everyone with, and that is to dismiss all unrelated personnel. Su Jingxing's essence soul met everyone's gaze and spoke calmly. The screen fell silent. Moments later, the leaders of the various countries left. They also took away the relevant staff members, leaving the martial sages of the various countries still on the screens. Of course, some of these martial sages wore masks, and only a small portion of their faces were revealed. Among them were the martial sage of the Jing nation, Gong Junlian. At this moment, Gong Junlian asked curiously, "Brother Kong, what is it that requires us to be so secretive?" "The demon's den." Su Jingxing's essence soul said in a low voice, "I don't know if anyone has experienced any anomalies earlier, but the Yu nation did." There was a commotion in the demon's den in Dongting Mountain. In the depths of the ground, more than 10,000 demonic creatures appeared. They wanted to come out of the devil's den, but I arrived in time to exterminate them. That was how we were spared of a calamity. But, Su Jingxing's essence soul emphasized. But, in the depths of the demon's den, I discovered a door of darkness. It's been nearly 2,000 years since something happened to the demon's den on Dongting Mountain. The demonic energy has rarely been agitated either. The sudden eruption this time was because the door of darkness had opened. Those demonic creatures most likely came out from it. I've experienced it personally. The door of darkness cannot be closed or sealed. Humph, that's you. A voice suddenly interrupted with a sneer. Su Jingxing's essence soul paused and quickly looked at a screen. It looked at the middle-aged man whose true appearance was revealed. His chin was raised high, and his mouth, nose, and eyes exuded arrogance. It said indifferently, "May I know who you are?" "Jing Nation, Luo Ao." The middle-aged man, Luo Ao, sneered and said, "I thought it was something big. Turns out it's just a riot in the demon's den. Humph, is such a small matter worth you making a big fuss and gathering everyone?" Su Jingxing's essence soul said nothing, but its eyes behind the mask narrowed. "Brother Luo, you can't say that. Brother Kong is also worried, that's why he gathered everyone to share the situation." A middle-aged man with a mask on his face spoke gently to ease the situation. After all, the commotion in the demon's den and the appearance of the door of darkness are no trivial matter. As far as I know, there are a total of 4 demons' dens in the eastern continent. Since ancient times, no one knows where the 4th one is. If every demon's den has a door of darkness, that would be 4 doors. Putting the 4th one aside, just the 3 confirmed ones are worth our vigilance. Brother Shui is right. An old man with sharp features who had revealed his true appearance added, "The door of darkness has appeared in the depths of the demon's den. If I'm not wrong, the few ancient demons that disappeared at the end of ancient times are hiding behind that door." "Humph, so what? Luo Ao sneered. It's fine if the ancient demons don't come out, but once they do, I'll definitely let them have a taste of what it's like to live a life worse than death. Can you kill them? Su Jingxing's essence soul said calmly, according to the information I received, the ancient demons are at least in the primordial spirit realm. Are you in the primordial spirit realm? Luo Ao's expression changed. He said coldly, I'm not, but my master is. Oh, so you're relying on your master's might, Su Jingxing's essence soul replied indifferently. I thought you had a primordial spirit yourself, that's why you didn't take the ancient demons seriously. What the hell? His master has a primordial spirit, so he can look down on the ancient demons? While Su Jingxing was a little surprised that there was really an expert in the primordial spirit realm on the human side, the ancient demons had a myriad of forms and strange abilities. Those in the primordial spirit realm could resist them, but they might not be able to kill it. If the ancient demons were not killed, they would make a comeback. At that time, the ones to die would still be countless of common people. Someone like Luo Ao clearly did not take his people seriously. No matter how many people died, he wouldn't blink. For such a person to become a martial sage, it could only be said that the heavens were blind. Kong Xian, is it? Faced with Su Jingxing's hidden mockery, cold light shot out from Luo Ao's eyes. As a senior, I have to remind you. Don't think too highly of yourself just because of what old man Xia left behind and disregard others. You were able to destroy Xiang Qingtian's physical body because of old man Xia, not yourself. You make it sound like you're relying on yourself, Su Jingxing's essence soul replied calmly. You. Luo Ao was furious and shouted in a low voice, fine, I've kept you in mind. As soon as he finished speaking, his screen disconnected and turned black. Cough. An old man coughed lightly and said indifferently, thank you for informing us about the situation in the demon's den, Brother Kong. I'll pass down the order now to pay attention to all strange phenomena and be on guard. With that, his screen turned black. Thank you, Brother Kong. I'll head to the demon's den to keep guard immediately. Thank you, Brother Kong. If you have the chance, come be a guest in the Liang Nation. The other martial sages bade farewell, and their screens turned black. Finally, only Gong Junlian, Wei Qingzhang, the masked middle-aged man, and the old man with sharp features were left. The countries these four people were from were the ally countries that had established diplomatic ties with the U nation. Brother Kong, ignore Luo Ao. He's him, and Sword Sage Pei is Sword Sage Pei. Wei Qingzhang said indifferently, Sword Sage Pei only pursues swords. If ancient demons are really emerging, he'll be the happiest. In the past 100 years, no one in the Eastern continent, Western continent, or the subcontinent has been a match for him. Now, most of the time, he stays in the void world and enters the dark areas to hunt monsters. Luo Ao is merely taking his place to guard the Jing nation. That's right. It's difficult for Luo Ao to even meet Sword Sage Pei now. The middle-aged man in the mask echoed, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Yu Xiangtian from the Snow Nation. Greetings, Brother Kong. Kong Nation, sure Quebec greetings, Brother Kong. The old man with sharp features smiled and said, this matter concerns the demon's den, so it's not too much to be careful. Brother Kong, other than Luo Ao, while everyone else has not said anything, we're very grateful for your reminder. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Su Jingxing's essence soul bowed and said, I know what to do with Luo Ao. On the other hand, is there anything else outstanding about the Sword Sage Pei that you guys mentioned other than him being in the primordial spirit realm? Or rather, is this Sword Sage Pei really the #1 in the world? Wei Qingzhang had just said that Sword Sage Pei was invincible. Didn't that mean that he was the #1 expert on Earth Star? Su Jingxing was surprised, but not convinced. Because Earth Star was too big, there were many mysterious places. No one knew if there were hidden experts in the dark north, the southern wilderness, and overseas. For now, yes. Sword Sage Pei is definitely the number one in the world. Gong Juanlian replied, this Sword Sage Pei is a true genius. A genius in the way of the sword since the past 1,000 years. With the world as his master, he comprehended the invincible sword. Before the age of 30, he hatched an essence soul from a divine embryo and became a martial sage. Of course, according to the Jingxing, it's a sword embryo, a sword soul, and a sword sage. Sword Sage Pei is also worthy of the title of Sword Sage. No one in the eastern and western continent is unconvinced. Unlike countries like the Yu Nation, Guang Nation and others, Jing Nation was famous for its swordsmen. 99% of the citizens cultivated the sword. The Jing Nation was also the holy land that all sword cultivators yearned to head to. The Jing Nation's martial sage had been a sword cultivator for more than 1,000 years. People called him the Sword Sage. Except for Luo Ao. Su Jingxing's essence soul did not mind that the new Chu nation did not participate in this gathering of martial sages. However, Luo Ao's existence was equally aversive. May I ask, brothers, other than Sword Sage Pei, is there anyone else on Earth Star in the primordial spirit realm? After receiving confirmation, Su Jingxing did not cling on to Luo Ao and changed the topic. There are 4 demons' dens. If there is one ancient demon in each den, that makes 4 ancient demons. It will probably be difficult for Sword Sage Pei to fend them off alone. In fact, there were only 3 ancient demons. However, Su Jingxing couldn't explain such a thing, so he could only pretend to make a guess. Of course not. Shi Ke replied, other than Sword Sage Pei, there's one in the western continent and one overseas. It's said that there's also one in White Emperor City, but no one has seen the person before. White Emperor City. Su Jingxing's essence soul was stunned. Yes, the legendary White Emperor City. Wei Qingzhang seemed to have noticed Su Jingxing's confusion and continued, White Emperor City is a legend among the people, but we all know that it really exists. But, very few people can enter it. After all, White Emperor City is a rare treasure to begin with. If it doesn't show itself, outsiders won't be able to find its traces. Even if they do, it will be difficult for outsiders to enter without it opening its doors. Not even Sword Sage Pei, asked Su Jingxing's essence soul. I'm not sure. Wei Qingzhang replied calmly, as an invincible sword, Sword Sage Pei has challenged all the experts in the world. Only he knows if he has entered White Emperor City before. So, there are at least 3 people in the essence soul realm and possibly 4. Su Jingxing pondered for a moment and concluded. Yes. Yu Xiangtian continued, although it's a little boastful, the threat of the ancient demon has always been under our control. Compared to the ancient demons, the barbarians are our true enemy. Gong Juanlian said in a deep voice, according to reliable sources, there is now another barbarian god, making a total of 5. The barbarian god of the barbarians is equivalent to our primordial spirit. Wei Qingzhang continued, the barbarians have always remained committed to annihilating the human race. 100 years ago, they almost occupied the western continent. It was Sword Sage Pei who arrived in time and killed 2 barbarian gods and severely injured one. That was how the barbarians were forced to retreat to the boundless mountain range. That's right. Over the past 100 years, if not for the fact that they were wary of Sword Sage Pei, the barbarians would have long rushed out of the boundless mountain range. Shi Ke sighed. The cannons can threaten ordinary barbarians, but they can't deal with the barbarian gods. Other than the barbarians, the queen mother of the extraterrestrial devil insects is also a huge threat. Yu Xiangtian thought of something and continued, the queen mother has occupied a large island overseas, forming a unique territory that even Sword Sage Pei can't enter. All these years, we've been trying to break in, but we've never been able to. According to our detailed investigation, we discovered that the territory is wrapped in a special energy. Earth Star has never seen such energy before. And the void world. I don't know why, but the monsters in the void world have been appearing more and more frequently over the years. Wei Qingzhang sighed. Ancient demons, barbarians, extraterrestrial devil insects, void world monsters. The threats of Earth Star. No, to be precise, humans had always existed in the face of the threat of other lifeforms. If ordinary people or low-level martial artists knew about these threats, they would not be able to live. The martial sage realm had never been made public and existed in secret to conceal these threats. Although there were enmity between the countries and martial sages would fight one another, this concerned mankind, no, humanity. Everyone had a tacit understanding to keep the secret. If news of this got out, it would only cause chaos in the world. Only when every country is prosperous and its people are living at peace could they continuously condense the sage origin fruits and become stronger. Su Jingxing noticed it too. His lack of such common knowledge was seen through by Wei Qingzhang, Yu Xiangtian, Gong Juanlian, and Shi Ke. However, the four of them did not expose him. Instead, they tacitly informed him. No matter what their motives were, Su Jingxing put their frankness to heart. Su Jingxing's essence soul didn't hide anything and asked some more questions. As expected, Wei Qingzhang, Shi Ke, and the others did not hide anything and told him everything. As a newly advanced martial sage and Xia Zhangshuan had dissipated too quickly, Su Jingxing was greatly lacking such concealed information. He took this opportunity to ask everything he could. There was nothing embarrassing about a newbie not knowing the situation. When the questioning was almost done, Shi Ke, Wei Qingzhang, and the others went offline. Su Jingxing's essence soul stood still and let out a breath. Ancient demons, barbarians, extraterrestrial devil insects, void world monsters. These threats were indeed difficult to eliminate. Compared to the barbarians, the three ancient demons in the little demon world were now a small matter. Unless the ancient demons broke through their current realms. If the three ancient demons advanced to the realm above the primordial spirit, they would then be a great enemy. Su Jingxing clenched his fists. He still had to destroy the demon soul fruit trees. A primordial spirit could not pass through the door of darkness, and anything below that level had very slim chances of survival inside that door. Since it concerned strengthening his physical body, Su Jingxing finally chose to shut up. It was still the same sentence. He couldn't explain the demon soul fruit trees, the three ancient demons, and the door of darkness. Even if Wei Qingzhang, Gong Juanlian, Shi Ke, and Yu Xiangtian didn't question Su Jingxing how he knew, there were still hidden dangers. This concerned his biggest secret, and Su Jingxing would never reveal it until his death. The threat of the ancient demon had been shared with the other martial sages. No matter how the countries responded, Su Jingxing heaved a sigh of relief. Next, he had to return to Dongting Mountain and relieve He Sanshao from guarding the demon's den. Without stopping, the blood doppelganger rushed to the Black Flame Caves. Black Flame Caves. The blood doppelganger arrived again. After his previous experience, Su Jingxing was familiar with the way and arrived at the depths in the center. The exact number of patrolling black-armored men was unknown. Su Jingxing wanted to extract cards, so he had to do it the stupid way and experiment with them one by one. Of course, the test location was not the same area as the last time, but a different one. This way, it would take a long time. Fortunately, beneath the demon's den, even though the door of darkness had been open all this time, no demonic creatures had come out. Su Jingxing's essence soul stayed below while his main body guarded the void world. From time to time, he would comprehend about creating the martial art he wanted. Would it be more defensive, more offensive, more mental, or more supportive? And what attributes would it be? Fire, ice, extreme yang, extreme yin. Su Jingxing had never been able to confirm. In the Black Flame Caves. After 3 days of experimentation, the blood doppelganger finally found a black-armored man that it had never extracted from before. It obtained one soul. Splitting card. Continue. Continue. The blood doppelganger changed locations and continued to wait for new black-armored men. It was lucky. The black-armored man who appeared at the second location had not been extracted from either. The second soul-splitting card. It changed locations and waited again. This time, it was unlucky. The black-armored man had already been extracted from. It switched places and waited again. A black-armored man appeared. The third soul-splitting card was extracted. It changed locations again and waited patiently. In the end, after waiting for 2 days, no black-armored man appeared. Su Jingxing waited patiently for 2 more days, but the black-armored men still did not appear. Helpless, Su Jingxing could only change his location. Yet, after doing so, the black-armored man that appeared had already been extracted from. It continued to move. This time, the appearance of a black-armored man strangely did not prompt any extraction notification. Has it lost its effectiveness? Su Jingxing's first reaction was that his extraction ability had disappeared. But immediately after, he thought of the second possibility. The black-armored man he had found this time was different from the previous ones. In other words, he wasn't dead. The extraction ability was only effective on corpses. Although Su Jingxing didn't know the reason why he was previously able to extract cards from the black-armored men, they had definitely died once. This black-armored man that appeared now could move, but no card was extracted. It could only mean that the other party was not dead. He wasn't dead, but he was wearing black armor. Who could he be? The terrifying existence deep in the center of the Black Flame Caves. Su Jingxing controlled his blood doppelganger to shrink into a small ball and hide in a corner without emitting any aura. It sensed the black-armored man walking past and moving towards the back. After the black-armored man disappeared around the corner, the blood doppelganger quickly floated up and turned into the cave at the side to change its location. No matter what was going on with the black-armored man, Su Jingxing only wanted the soul-splitting card. Since it couldn't extract any, it naturally had to leave. The blood doppelganger switched places and waited again. However, just as it calmed down and waited, the blood doppelganger's heart tightened. Someone is here. No, something is watching me. It was being watched and targeted. I'm being targeted even though I've curled up into a ball. What is this? Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger suppressed its pounding heart and slowly shifted its gaze towards the spying direction. What greeted its eyes was a huge mutated beast covered in dark red scales, like it was wearing a flaming kasaya. It was lying in a cave 100 meters to the right. Its huge body was more than 3 meters tall and 5 meters long. Its 4 hooves were as black as ink, like embedded iron pieces. As it stepped on the ground, it left deep pits. Below its neck, surging red air waves were flowing. Its thick fur emitted a scorching flame aura that swayed with the wind. At first glance, this mutated beast was a lion. But in reality, it wasn't. Instead, it was a mutated beast called the eagle-eyed beast. From the name, it could be seen that the distinguishing feature of this mutated beast was not its flame-like hair, but its eyes. Eagle-eyed. Its fiery red eyes flickered with a bright golden glow. This was an ancient mutated beast, not a result of the beast spirit devil insect's infection. It was a terrifying existence that was nurtured by the heavens and earth. Once they reached adulthood, they would be at the level of a beast king. For example, this one was a beast king. As for whether it was a low-level or high-level beast king, Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger couldn't tell. This fellow's fiery eyes were fixed on Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger without blinking. Legend had it that the eyes of the eagle-eyed beast could see through all disguises in the world and witness the truest side. Su Jingxing had been skeptical about this theory. But at this moment, he believed it even if he didn't. The blood doppelganger was discovered even though it had curled up into a ball. It was staring fixedly at it. This was the first time Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger had been exposed. Of course. Su Jingxing did not wait for death. The blood doppelganger that had shrunk into a ball slowly retreated and shifted its position again. In the end, wherever Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger went, the eagle-eyed beast would follow. This big fellow had set its eyes on Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger. Is there a need to? It's not like I'm snatching your food or stealing your children. Do you have to keep staring at me? Su Jingxing was speechless and helpless. The eagle-eyed beast had clearly taken a fancy to the blood doppelganger. This fellow is probably also feeling curious why there is actually a human consciousness in a blood orb. The eagle-eyed beast's ability was a legend. It was said to be able to see through everything. But no one knew what other abilities it had. Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger was considered to have fallen into a trap now that it was being targeted by the beast. The blood doppelganger's hopes of approaching the black-armored men to extract the soul-splitting cards were dashed. If it did not get rid of this fellow, it would not have a chance to get close to the black-armored men. At this thought, Su Jingxing was no longer in a hurry to change its position. The blood doppelganger stared into the eyes of the eagle-eyed beast. Roar! The eagle-eyed beast's huge head was slightly lowered, revealing fangs that were nearly half a foot long. Its eyes, which were the size of an adult man's fist, were fixed on Su Jingxing. However, even after a long time, Su Jingxing did not show any expressions of fear. The eagle-eyed beast couldn't help but let out a low roar. Its 5-meter-long body was like a bolt of lightning as it instantly arrived in front of Su Jingxing. Its sharp claws suddenly shot towards Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger. Swish! Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger retreated, but it was half a second late. It was struck by the beast claw and sent flying into the cave wall. The powerful impact caused the blood doppelganger's blood energy to surge. The eagle-eyed beast seemed to have seen or sensed this change. Immediately, it let out another low roar and charged towards the blood doppelganger. Who? Su Jingxing controlled the blood doppelganger to transform into human form. Instead of dodging, it clenched its fists and faced the incoming front claws with a huge explosive force. Bang! The massive force of blood energy collided with the beast claw, and a dull bang erupted. The aftershocks of the two energies surged out in all directions. Under the head-on collision, Su Jingxing's blood doppelganger immediately felt a huge force sweeping through its arm. It thought to itself that it had underestimated its opponent. Just as it was about to counterattack, its body was slapped away by the immense force transmitted by the claw. Its body was thrown backward at high speed and crashed into the wall of the cave behind him. With a groan, liquid flowed out from the corner of its mouth. Of course, while the blood doppelganger was sent flying, the eagle-eyed beast wasn't any better. The power that erupted from the previous strike caused the eagle-eyed beast to retreat 4 to 5 meters. Roar! Roar! Roar!